Hi, I'm Tara. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a product video, how to add video clips, animate text and images, and how to add audio. So let's get started. So this is the Canva interface and we're going to make a video. So we're going to select videos, and once you select videos you're given a whole stream of different kind of sizes. We're going to create a blank on video size 1920 by 1080. So once you click on that size, it'll open in Canva, and as you can see down the bottom, it's kind of different then from creating an image. It will actually have a little playhead down here. If you don't see that, it's because it's hidden. So you just have to click on the little arrow upwards and it will show video area. So my video today is going to be about tea, but obviously if you have your own product you can use your own images and video, but I'm just going to show you how to insert them and how to transition them to make it all look kind of smooth and professional. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on elements and we're going to search for tea plantation. Just to set the mood, we're gonna start with the tea plantation. So we're looking for videos. So if we click on see all, and we're going to use this one here. Now this is part of the Pro package. There are free videos available. They're sometimes not great and not very imaginative. Even if you haven't got the Pro version, you can sign up for the Pro version for free for 30 days. So it's worth doing that. So we're just going to click on this and we're just going to make it fit the page. So as you can see down here then on the playhead, this video runs for 17.4 seconds, which is far too long. So you literally just click and we're just going to cut it back to about 5 seconds. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some text. So you can click on text, add a text box, or you can just hit T on your keyboard and it will add a text box for you. So we're just going to key in the hills of Sri Lanka, because lots of tea comes from Sri Lanka. I'm just going to make it smaller and we're going to put it over here. So we're just going to align it, change the font. So you want your font to be quite strong. So we're going to go for a font called League Spartan. Because it's kind of nice and chunky. So once it is up in the top right hand corner, we're just going to make that a little bigger. Actually, it's slightly smaller. We're going to change the color of it, so we're going to make it match kind of the green of the tea leaves. So how we do that is we click on the text color and we add new color, and with your picker you can then just kind of go over one of the leaves and it'll select a color for you. So maybe that one might be, yeah, it's pretty good. And it's kind of like a dark green, so it's kind of nice. And we maybe just make this a little bigger. You can either make it bigger up here, or you can just drag a corner and make it bigger. So, okay. And then we're also going to just add an effect to this text. So you have to select the text box, click on effects, and we are gonna add a lift to it. We're just gonna make the intensity a bit. So now we're going to animate this text just to give it a bit of movement. So when we look at this video, everything is moving from right to left. So we're also going to do that with this text. So select your text box, click on animate, and we're going to select pan. So when you select pan, you can select either right or left. We're going to select left, and we're just going to reduce the speed. Again, these are elements that are only available in the Pro version. So as I say, if you haven't got the pro version, then just sign up for the free trial. And if you have, well then, amazing. So now we have our first piece of video complete, really. The only thing I think is that it might be just too long. So we're just going to reduce it down to about 3.5 seconds. And then you move the playhead to the start. And I'm just going to show you what we've created already in just those few minutes. So it's pretty cool. You can go back and you can change the speed of the text afterwards if you're not happy with it. So now that we have our first kind of section done, we're going to add a page and continue on to the next bit. So you literally just click on the plus and it'll add a 5-second clip for you. So depending on how much information is in the next one, you can shorten or lengthen that. So we're going to go up here and we're going to key in tea leaves. And again, we're going to look in videos. And I think this one is pretty good, actually. It's kind of nice. It's kind of the same color as our first section. So it works pretty well. It has then increased this because the length of the clip is 24.3 seconds. So we definitely don't want it to be that long. So we're just going to reduce it back to about 4 seconds. So then when we move the playhead back and play, it's just literally leaves falling. So again, we're going to add some text to this section. So you can either hit T or just add a text box. So we are going to, continuing on from the hills of Sri Lanka, we're going to go comes T for the, and then we're going to move this just up here and we're just going to make it a bit larger. You always want to be able to read your text, obviously. It's, you want to get your message across. So if you can either use this pink guide to center it, or you can hit on position and go middle center. So middle center means that it's in the middle, but also like top to bottom, left to right. So we don't want it quite in the middle, we just want it in the center. And then we're just going to duplicate that or hit another T, and we're just going to write world. Comes the T, comes T for the world. And then, so this font here is the same as on the first section, but we're going to make this just a little bit more interesting. We're going to use the font Miss Truly. It's kind of interesting. And I might just make that lowercase. Yeah, it's a bit better. So the next thing we're going to do, obviously this font color is not great, it's too dark. So we're gonna make it maybe like a kind of creamy color. So a bit lighter maybe. And the same with this one then. You should be able to it should already be there because you've just selected it. And then we're just going to add an effect. Again, we're going to add the lift. The same as the previous section from the hills of Sri Lanka. And then we're also going to add some animation to these two pieces of text. So click on the text box, click on animate, and this time we're going to go with breathe. So breathe basically, it kind of just gives the impression that it's getting bigger. So we're going to pick out and we're going to have it about halfway in between the two of them. And then the same with this one. We're going to animate, we're going to breathe out, and again about halfway. So just going to move it back to the start. So already, we've only done 2 pages, and yet already we have like the guts of a mini video. So I'll just show you. So it looks pretty cool already, I think. So in the next section, we're going to introduce our product because we're already nearly kind of 7 seconds in and we haven't mentioned it yet. So we kind of click on add a page, and within Canva in Elements, you can search for packaging and product packaging, and it will give you all of these kind of like isolated views of different shapes of packaging, depending on, you might be selling a beauty product or a food product, but we are obviously selling tea. So we need to look for something that would hold tea. So I am looking for a kind of specific kind of pouch for tea. So as I say, you can search and search and search. There's so much available depending on what your product is. So I am going to go for just this one because it's kind of in keeping with the mood that I'm trying to create, and it doesn't have any kind of design on it. If you find one like, say, like this one, and you really like it, but it's like, oh, well, this has a background on it, you literally just click on it and click edit photo and use your background remover, and then you have and just reduce the sides down. So as I say, it doesn't necessarily, you can find one and then just remove the background on it and you still have the same kind of product packaging. So but I think I prefer this one. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text, because I'm going to add what it's called, and we're going to call it Shri. We're going to call it Shri Tea. So just going to make that a bit bigger, and I'm going to change the color of it to maybe a kind of dark brown, a bit darker than that maybe. Like that. And then I'm going to look for a T letter. And we're going to go, I'm going to go scrapbook letters. So something like that. And then we can always change the color of that to, that's maybe too dark. Too light, too dark. It's like Goldilocks. And that one maybe. Yeah, okay. So Shri Tea, and we're going to just add a teapot. Pouring teapot. Just to have a little kind of logo maybe on it. I'm going to look in graphics because I don't want it to be too, maybe that one. Okay, so then we're just going to position that there, and we're just going to change the color of it again to maybe the dark brown. So it's, you want it to be kind of, I want it to be kind of natural looking, but I still want it to stand out, but I don't want it to be too in your face. So then we're just going to click and run your cursor over all of it, and then we're just going to group them together. So now they are kind of one complete package. So then we're just going to add some elements to the background. So I'm just going to key in tea leaves and in photos, because we want it to be kind of realistic looking. And I kind of like these ones. Okay, so we can pick this one. We're just going to tilt it slightly. Put it up there, and we're just going to duplicate it, and once more. You don't want it to be too contrived looking, but you don't want it to be too gappy either. And then position, click on layers, and we're just going to bring our pouch then to the front. And then we are going to select the 3 images, and we are going to animate them. So we're going to wipe them on enter, and you don't want it to be too fast because you want it to be in keeping with the other two kind of videos that we've inserted in the previous two pages. So I think that's okay. And again, we're just going to make this slightly shorter. So then if we just play that slide, you can just see what it's like. So I just noticed that it's kind of gappy over here actually. So I'm just going to move that one just so it's not so white space over there. Might need to tilt this one slightly just to fill that space. And then I might just duplicate that one. You know, you don't want it to look too patterny either, that you know that you've just cut and paste them, which is kind of what we have done. But you know, you want them to look slightly random. If you're finding this video useful, please hit the subscribe and then I know to make more. So now we're going to introduce the actual tea pouring. So again, we're going to click a page and we're going to search for tea pouring in videos. So again, there's lots and lots of different ones, but I think I quite like this one actually because it's kind of, again, it's in the kind of same calm mood that the previous elements are. And what we're going to do here is we're going to add some text and then we're going to duplicate this video and we're going to crop it. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So we're just going to add some text. So it's going to be the same, again, same font as before. So you can just go and copy and paste it. So we are going to say perfect cup of tea. Perfect cup of tea. Just going to reduce the size of that so it's all on one line. And we're going to change it back to a green colour. It's a bit too dark. I might just get rid of the effect. So the perfect cup of tea. So now what we're going to do is we're going to reduce this way back down. And when you hover over it, 3 dots appear. So when you click on the 3 dots, we're going to duplicate page. And on this one then, we're going to type every time. Every time, going to tilt it slightly, and then we're going to change it to the font that we used in the word world, which was Miss Truly. So just make it slightly bigger. Okay, and then we're going to do this one more time. We're going to duplicate the page again. And here we're going to add a kind of swish to it. So when you click on elements and key in swish, and we need to be in graphics, and possibly this one, that's pretty good. And we're going to change that to a yellow colour. And I'm going to change that to a kind of darker brown than that. That's pretty good. So we want this to all flow kind of perfectly from one slide to another, but we don't want the animation to kind of start again or look like it's been cut. So when we go to the first one and we actually click on the animation up here, you can see edit video, and there's a little scissors and how long it is. So you can see that we've only used, because this video is 4.9 seconds long, we've only used 4.9 seconds of it. So we're just going to make it maybe 4.5. And then when we click to the next one, we're going to do exactly the same thing. But here we're going to move this from 4.5 on to maybe 8. Okay, and then this one then, I'm going to do the same thing again. Edit video, we're going to click on this. And we need to move it out to here. There's a kind of funny bit of this video at the end that I don't like. I don't know, it's like the bottom of the teapot or something. I'll just show you. It looks kind of weird. I don't know, it's like somebody's face or something, so I don't like that, so I'm not gonna have that in the video. So we need to be, so you need to do a bit of quick maths. So 4.5, 3.4 is 7.9, if my calculations are correct. So just so they're all kind of seamless. And we just move that to about 10.5, and we'll see how that works. Because we have duplicated each of these pages, they take the takes the animation with them. So although we want the animation on this page for the perfect cup of tea, we don't want it then on this one. We don't want it to play again. So we're just going to remove the animation on that. So you basically hit on here, and then at the bottom it says remove animation. So, so we're not going to have any animation on that one or on the next one. So just do the same thing, click on it and remove animation. And then also, so then we're going to put a breathe animation on this one. Not sure whether that looks like it's still black. We just change the color of that to be the same. And we're going to animate this to breathe. So it seems to be a different color. Just make it a bit darker. Okay, and then on this one, just make sure that there's no animation on it. So there isn't, and just make sure the color is the same. And then we're going to animate this. So click on animate, and we're going to maybe wipe it. Just have it quite slow. Okay. So the last one we're going to do now is kind of just to end it all. And so we're going to click on add page, and we're going to go back to the third page, and we're going to click on our actual product. And we're just going to right click and copy that, and we're going to go back to the last page and we're going to paste it. We're just going to reduce the size of that, and we're going to duplicate it because I just want another one, just so it looks like we have two different sizes available. And we're going to position that one to the back. So I'm just going to make it so we can just see, just like so they're sitting beside each other. And then we'll just reduce it slightly. Move it over here, and then we're going to look for a product background. So yeah, so there's a few, obviously we want it to be a photo because we want it to look like it is actually sitting on a, like on a table or on a bench. So it depends what kind of product you're using, and also what kind of mood you have done throughout. So this one possibly, or this one, possibly this one. So, and then we're just going to position that to the back behind them. So I don't know about that, it looks very staged. So we'll just remove that. I just wanted to show you like the difference between them. So we'll just go and look again, product background, and I actually think possibly this one is better actually because it's a bit less kind of contrived looking. So we just make it out to the size of the width of your page. And again, we're going to send it to the back, just have a look at it. That's okay. And then we're going to right click and we're going to set image as background. Just going to move it up slightly. So we're going to add some more text just to make sure that they are actually going to buy your product. So we're just going to change this to buy online today. I'm going to make that bigger. Okay, and we're just going to change it's a bit, just going to reduce the line spacing slightly. Okay, and then we are going to add some side kind of bursts. So we just go line burst and graphics, and yeah, so these are kind of good. So we're going to put that there like that, and we're going to change the color of it to a nice bright red, and we are going to copy it, and then we're going to flip it to the other way. So we just need to move that over slightly, just like this, slightly. Okay, and then you need to put in, obviously if they're buying online, they need to know where to buy it online. So we're just going to add an imaginary website. So we'll call it shreet.com, and put this here. Okay, and now we just need to add some animation to this. So although we can add animation to all of this, I think I'm just going to add it to the buy online because that's what you want people to be looking at. So we're going to add the pop, and we're just going to reduce it slightly, and we're going to have it on enter. So when we play that, this is what it looks like, which is pretty good, I think. So again, this is probably too long, even though you want it to be on screen as long as possible, because it is your product after all. So now what we're going to do is we're going to transition in between each one, just so it's nice and fluid and really professional looking. So to put transitions between each page, you literally go to here. So the plus sign is to add another page. So if you decided that you wanted to put another page in there for whatever reason to lengthen your story. But this one here means to add a transition. So between the first page and the second page, we're going to add a dissolve transition. So there is lots, color wipe, color circle wipe, line wipe, but the dissolve one I think is kind of gentle, and it's kind of nice. So we're going to just make the duration maybe 0.7. So when you have added the transition, you get this little kind of bow tie there, so you know that there is a transition there. So in the next one, we're going to add, I think, the same. And again, I'm just going to make it 0.7. And then in the next one, we're going to have a color wipe. So when you click on color wipe, it automatically generates the colors, most used colors within this design, which is really fantastic. And then you can change them, or you can leave them as they are. I think they're pretty cool as they are. And we're just going to make that a bit longer. And then these, we're going to have none in this one because we've already kind of adjusted the cup in this one to make it look like it's actually only one page, even though it's two, and then the same with the next one. However, in the next one we're going to add, it's called match and move. So basically it matches whatever's in the previous page to this page. It kind of fills in, it's using AI, and it fills in whatever it thinks should be there, which is really, really clever. And then in between the last two, we're just going to add one more transition. As you can see, there's lots of them, but the flow one, just not to have them all the same, obviously, we're just going to add the flow. So the last thing I'm going to add to this little product video is some audio. So you can use your own audio. You just need to be mindful of, you can't just randomly use music off the internet because you might not have the authority or the rights to use it. So, but within Canva, we have an audio section. So if you click on elements, down to audio, and it'll give you a whole range of different kind of genres, from pop to ambient to sad, love. There's loads of them. It's well worth actually having a listen to a few of them, just to make sure that your audio matches your product. So we're gonna use this one. It's called Silent Memories. So it will, wherever your playhead is, it will insert it there. So I'll just show you that again. So this is where the playhead is, so it'll insert it there. So we don't want it there, we want it at the very start. So we're just going to click on that, and it, as I say, it puts it below all of your imagery. So you can shorten it, or you can shorten it from the left as well. But we want it for the full length of the video. So then there's just a couple of things that you can do with the audio. So if you click on it and go to audio effects, you can fade it in and fade it out. So if we're gonna just fade it out at the end, say, so from here, we're gonna fade it out, say for 1.5 seconds. So that means it'll get quieter then as the video is ending. And you can also beat sync it. So basically this is also part of only the Pro version, but if you turn this on, it will kind of, it'll sync itself to any video footage that you have within your product video. So it's pretty good. It kind of gets louder or softer, or, you know, it kind of syncs itself. It's a pretty good feature. So I'm just going to play the whole thing through for you, just so you can see and listen to the finished product. So once all of your movie is put together and you've added the audio, all you have to do then is download it. So we go up to the top, we click share, and we click on download. It already knows that it's an MP4 because of the template we picked at the very start. We picked a video. So then you click on download, and it will download it for you. It kind of plays it here just so you know that what it looks like. It's just running through it, I suppose. And then just make sure you know where you're actually saving it. And we just click save. And then it'll be on your desktop or whatever folder you have created. Hey, did you learn something new? Why don't you hit the subs or even a like? Thanks for watching.